When last we left, Ralof Iceblade, the Northern Crusader and Knight of the Imperial Legion, he departed from Alderune back towards Balmora, and along the way he encountered two orcs who were obviously fugitives of the law. And since the guards in Caldera seemed to be ineffective at catching them, Ralof brought them to justice himself. He then returned to Balmora and got his next set of orders from Adis FireEye. Somebody needs to collect some debt money, but he's not so sure about this. So he's going to travel to Saran and speak with the person who is in debt and see if he can get more information. Let's get to it. So we are going to be traveling to Saran on foot because we've never been there before. And it's over near Vivek, which we have been to. It's true enough that we have been there, but there's a lot of this area that we have not explored. So just to recap, Adis FireEye told me that Helvian Desel in Saran owes Manos Othreleth 200 gold. I must get this debt money from Desel and return it to Adis FireEye. So we are going to speak with this person who, Jesus Christ, who owes the money, and see if we can get a bit more information. Because this seems a little sketchy to Ralof. And honestly, he's not sure about debt collection in general. Feels a little dirty to him. Ooh, wow. We know three attributes now. That's really good. We've made some good progress with our alchemy. We have made some pretty damn good progress with alchemy, I've got to say. Mostly thanks to training. But hey, it is what it is, right? You do what you can. Not really. Well, fortified agility is kind of interesting. Anyway, it's been a little bit for me since I last recorded. By the time this comes out, it should be February, I think. Not 100% sure. But I had a bit of time off towards the end of December there and early January, so kind of took advantage of that time to record a bunch in advance. And then and then after I recorded a bunch of advance, got them edited and all of that stuff, I took some time for myself and just played games for myself, which was kind of nice. Which was pretty nice. All right, so Pelagiad, Vivek. We have to head over in the direction of Vivek. Actually, did they even mark it on my map? They didn't. That's kind of annoying, but I do know for a fact that Saran is kind of like in this general area. We'll just pretend that someone told Ralof that. We'll just pretend. It's okay. We'll use our imaginations. And isn't that half the fun of more of Elder Scrolls anyway? You kind of have to use your imagination a little bit. All right, we got a Nyx sound over there. So cork bulb, yep. Cork bulb root, restore health. Always a good alchemy ingredient to have. All right, we shall slay this beast. There we go. I didn't really do anything in between videos. Like I said, I took a little bit of a break from recording for a little bit there, so I could just play for myself. Games I've been playing on my own time. Sorry, this is so out of character. This is a lot of out of character talk, but it's not like a lot's happened so far. Been playing a little bit of Cyberpunk 2077, which is okay. It's an okay game, you know. It's not my favorite thing. Started a new Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Booted up a new character for that. Kind of going with like a noble, with kind of going for like an Eldritch Knight with a noble background. So I'm running him as a bit of a snob. But he's ultimately going to do the right thing, and over time, I want him to kind of like, lose some of that snobbishness. He's not very charismatic either. Did not put many points into charisma. Because I want him to be kind of like, I kind of want him to be a bit of a snobby ass, you know? Resist fire is pretty good, actually. That's a very good alchemical attribute. Truth be told, frost shield, cure common disease. Cure common disease is worth it. I'll take a cure common disease. Why not, right? There we go. Got some good stuff. Which, by the way, give me 1 second. I'm gonna do a little cut here. I need to turn on my fan. There we go. All right. It's been rather warm here in my neck of the woods lately. Very warm for winter's days. Ooh, hello there. What is this? Looks like we've got some kind of Dunmer shrine here. Trying to refine the Rayloff voice a little bit more. Here in the fields of Kumu, Vivek acted as a beast of burden for a poor farmer who could not harvest muck sponge after his guar died. Gotta take a good look at this. Very interesting. Well, this Vivek sounds like an alright sort. That looks a bit like a heart. Interesting stuff. Oh, a fellow traveler. Well met, friend. Thornor. Pleased to meet you. All right. Hello. Please, might you be of some assistance? My friend is lost, and I'm very worried about him. Yes, my friend Edris Oril and I were traveling to Vivek, and he heard a strange animal sound nearby. He's sort of an amateur naturalist, and he felt compelled to seek out what was making the noises. That was hours ago, and I'm afraid something terrible has happened to him. If you could find him and bring him back safely, I'd really appreciate it. I'd go myself, but I'm really more of a scholar, as is he. That's why we were traveling together, a little safety in numbers, you know. Can you help? I'll try and find your friend. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Truly, I fear for his life. All right. Yes. Friends. We'll say they're friends. We'll say they're friends. Uh-oh. We shall slay this Kaguti. There we go. Got him. A mating Kaguti. Oh, another one. Damn. Got a hit in. Kaguti mating habits. Observations made on wild Kaguti in southeastern Morrowind. Kaguti do not seem to travel in large packs as previously believed. Perhaps they group into larger packs when mating season is imminent. Females seem to be dominant sex. Males will bring gifts of food in exchange for mating advantage. Males sometimes attacked. Fuck. Loud vocalizations heard exchanged, believed to be from males, especially at night. Fascinating. Males do not seem to engage in physical confrontations or reproductive rights, some posturing but no conflict. All Kaguti display increased aggressiveness during mating. Must be careful not to be seen. Mating Kaguti found to be increasingly territorial. Ooh. He must have gotten cornered by them. Hopefully he's still alive. I saw a mud crab over there. Horrid creature. How far did he get? Restore Magicka. Oh yeah. Calmberry does restore Magicka. Hell yes. Ooh, the music is really bumping. Hang on. Let me just turn that down a bit. There we go. Okay, we'll turn up effects. Bump up voice. Footsteps can say where they are. I don't really like loud footsteps. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that's good. All right, let's see here. Yeah, how far did he get? Perhaps he's over here? Aha, there he is. That would be him. Okay.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
Idris Orel.
Oh, thank heavens you found me. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't shown up. I've been trapped here by some Kaguti since my friend and I were separated. Ah, you've met Thorinor. Yes, he and I became separated when I went out to investigate some sounds I heard. Of course, it turned out to be a pack of Kaguti that trapped me here. But I see you've taken care of them. Did you notice any distinctive sounds they may have made when you were battling them? They have the most fascinating vocalizations. But enough of that for now. Shall we go back and meet Thorinor?
Yes, we should go back to your friend. All right, let's take him back. To your friend. Just a couple of well-dressed dudes in the countryside. Yeah, nothing more than friends. Nothing more than friends. All right. Let's take that. 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 Great. Alrighty then. Your friend is just down this way. Do you two have any weapons? You should really be traveling armed. Alright. Here we go. Or are you more mage types? Bottom line, you gotta protect yourselves. Alright. Thorinor. Ah, you found my friend Idris. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much this means to me. I'm afraid I don't have much to give you as a reward. But this amulet may help you in your travels. It's helped the two of us out on a number of occasions. Take care. Amulet of slow falling. Ooh. That could be fun. Slow fall 30 points for 10 seconds. Funny thing about slow fall.
If I can help, I will, but don't take too much time.
Sure. Let's check out what's down here. So funny thing about slow fall is you really only need 1 point of it for it to be effective. In fact, 30 points is kind of excessive. 30 points is kind of excessive. All right. There we go. They may have been, honestly, those two may have been better off checking out an ancestral tomb. Which, given what we read last time, I think Ralof is convinced more than ever that he's doing something good by going into ancestral tombs and clearing out the spirits and zombies therein. What I think, anyway. Okay. Ooh. It's been a little while, so I don't remember my key bindings, but I think these guys are immune to ice damage anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference, does it? Oh, that was easy. Lots of bone meal. That's a lot of bone meal, actually. That's a shit ton of bone meal. Like a ridiculous amount of bone meal. Yay, we slayed the undead horror. But there are more. Oh, God. That's a lot of bone walkers. Not bone walkers, bone lords. God, shit, 2 bone lords in 1 room. Damn. That's a lot of bone lords. I need to stop saying bone lords because it's making me think of something else entirely, which is not entirely appropriate. I'm gonna stop now. All right, let's see here. Another undead abomination. I will free you from this horrid state of existence. Hey, Longblade increased. Fuck yeah. Perfect. Moon sugar. Ugh. Fresh Fiber. Take that. Why not? We got a small chest that we can easily unlock with our amulet of opening. Common amulet. It's some bullshit. Iron arrow. Some more bullshit. So some of you may have noticed that I say iron instead of iron, and that's entirely my partner's fault. She got me saying iron because she pronounces it that way. Which, when you look at the way it's spelled, it's weird that we Americans pronounce it iron, considering the way it's spelled. I-R-O-N, right? It's not spelled I-O-R-N, so it's kind of strange that we pronounce it iron. It really should be iron, but whatever. Anyway, the ranks of the blessed. Blessed are the bone men, for they serve without self in spirit forever. Blessed are the mist men, for they blend in the glory of the transcendent spirit. Blessed are the wrath men, for they render their rage unto the ages. Blessed are the masters, for they bridge the past and the span of the future. The litany of service! The bone man's oath. We die, we pray. To live, we serve. The master's voice. You swore to serve your lord. What an unholy script. I must say a prayer to RK and cleanse myself. God, I wish we could say a prayer to RK. There we go. Nice. Anything else of interest in here? A trapped chest. Ash salt's kind of valuable. Restore fatigue. That's good. Don't really care for the bone meal. Lock level 10. Easily open for us. Oh shit, a hunger. Oh, wow. Okay, that was easy. Serrano Ebony Helm. Ooh. Should we take it? Should we take it? I kind of want to. Yeah, the ebony helmets in Morrowind look fucking weird, man. Like, what am I looking out of exactly? Where are the eye holes? It's fucking bizarre. We'll take it, I guess. We got plenty of carry weight. Oh shit, I got turned around. I was kind of hoping to have a Daedra heart. Ooh, Dreg Shield. It's very good, but it does not fit our aesthetic in the slightest, and we are stuck. We are stuck. Well, we were stuck. We're not anymore. We're good now. We got better. Wait, what were the... Pure common disease? Sure. I'll take that. Take the gold. This vile den of necromancy has been cleared. Necromancy and Daedra worship, obviously. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. And keep on keeping on towards Saran. Saran? I don't know. Could be either, but I feel like Saran is probably more correct. What's down this way? Ooh. A salt rice farm. Very good. Pick up some salt rice, why not? We won't take all of it because obviously this belongs to somebody. Well, let's take a couple. A couple of cork bulbs. Cork bulb. Oh, can't even do that. Can't even do that. Oh shit. Okay. We'll take one of those. A little bit more of that. Should we stop in and say hi? Kind of curious. We should probably do some healing though, huh? Let's see here. I think this is it. Yeah, that was it. We're not gonna go into there. Alof. Ooh, a Nord. A fellow Nord. Greetings to you. Oh, what say you, Alof the Easterner? I don't know you. What do you want? What's your background? Oh, you're a farmer. Any rumors around here? Okay, this never green stuff. What's your trade? I'm a farmer. I grow crops and raise animals for food and gather animal products, and vegetable products from the land for my own use or for sale at the markets. Good to know. Short, keep ya. All right, let's get out of here. All right. Keep on keeping on once again. There we go. All this Nerevarine stuff does just seem like silly superstition to me. I'm not sure why Caius is so damn interested in it. But we'll do as the Emperor wills, I suppose. It's the least I can do for being freed. Alright, where's that mud crab? Where's that horrid creature? There's that horrid creature. No, you shall not touch me. Begone, vile creature. There we go. Hell yeah. Should we check that out? Should we? Do we want to? They're probably slaves. This is all Halalu land. Should we do some abolitionist work? It's tempting. It's very tempting. Love doing some freelance abolitionist work. What's going on with those reeds over here? They're like all messed up looking. Oh, okay, I see now. I understand. Maybe. What wishes me dead? That's a slaughterfish. Oh, it's over. The slaughterfish gave up. Good. Wouldn't have won that fight. Another Nyx hound. You shall die for the glory of Ysgramor. Well, that's embarrassing. There we go. All right, keep on keeping on. I don't know why I'm saying that now. I don't know where that came from. Keep on keeping on is not usually in my fucking vocabulary. Unlike the F word. Unlike the F word. That's definitely in my vocabulary. That's definitely a regular feature of my vocabulary if you know anything from my videos. I swear like a goddamn sailor. You know, it's all because of middle school. It all started in middle school. All my friends were swearing, and I wanted to be cool, so I started swearing too. And now I can't, and ever since I could never stop swearing. You know what? I don't care. I don't give a fuck. All right, we got a tomb here. Some farmland. What should we check out first? Let's check out the farmland first. Redguard.
I can't imagine eating one of those things.
Neither can I. They look disgusting. All right, I don't know you. What do you want? What's your background? He's a farmer. Hell yeah. Rumors? Nerevarine prophecy? Advice? Never seen a successful adventurer? Yep. Daedra? You know what those are, right? Well, Daedra shrines are where Daedra cults worship Daedra. Bad people who summon bad Daedra. Stay away from them. Why? Because Daedra are nasty, and the folks that worship them are even nastier. This is true. Morrowind lore. Let me tell you about the Blight. The Blight is a weather phenomenon associated with Vardenfeld's colossal volcano, Red Mountain. Persistent within the ghost fence, that is, within the crater and on the volcano slopes, and intermittent near the volcano, the Blight is a health-threatening, ash-heavy volcanic cloud. Plants and creatures exposed to the Blight may contract a variety of Blight diseases, so stay away from Red Mountain and the Blight, unless you're some mighty hero wizard. Thank you, Dr. Stairdecken. I really appreciate it. Nice little farm you've got here. Stairdecken. Hope you don't mind if I take some. Okay. Let's take a little bit of each. Just one of each. Just one. Just one. Just a little bit. Oh shit. Never mind. Yes, there we go. Just one. Just a little bit. There we go. All right. Enjoy your harvest. right, let's take care of this tomb over here. A rat! It must die. Okay. Rat Lord, you must perish. There we go. Easy peasy. We're such a mighty adventurer. We're so good at slaying rats. Let's do a quick save. Into the Sandus ancestral tomb, where more monsters await within. There we go. Oh, shit. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, shit. There it is. Fuck. I didn't like the idea of being surrounded, you know? All right, bargain potion of fortified luck. It is shit. I don't want it. I don't need it. Copes, excuse me? Corpse of a noble guard. Key to Sanda's tomb. Sure. It's like I tried to combine the word corpse and noble into one, and all that came out was an abomination. Another noble guard corpse. Let's heal up. Quick save. Probably just another Bone Lord, right? Yep. Death to you. All right. Scroll of Red Mind. Absorb intelligence 20 to 40 points for 10 seconds on touch. I'll take it. Scroll of Tranasa's Spell Twist. Reflect 20 to 60% for 30 seconds on self. Spell Twist. Sounds like fun. Apprentice Armorer's Hammer. We will take it and use it right now. We really need a friggin' ebony sword, not one of these, because glass swords break pretty fast in comparison. Okay. Come on, get up there. All right, ash salts, scrib jelly, restore fatigue, sure. Anything in here? An expensive ring, I'll take it. A nobleman's chest. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. The skeletons have awoken from their slumber. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Anything that we can use for like big AoE? We have elemental burst, shock. I guess. Ooh, is that our only option? Looks like it is. I don't really like that, but okay, sure. On target. Very well. Die, damn you. There we go. Whew. Look. Silver Claymore. How does it compare? It actually is a little bit better, at least as far as chopping is concerned. But this is a very good slashing weapon. We should grab this in the event that our thing breaks, right? Nordic Trollbone Shield. 37 armor rating. Pretty heavy. How's it look with the rest of our stuff? Kind of interesting, but doesn't really fit the rest of our aesthetic. Nordic Broadsword. Oh, we have advanced beyond that. Do a little bit of healing. Oh shit, I don't have enough. Do I have enough to cast any kind of healing spell? Let's see here. I think Hearth Heal is even out of our reach, yeah. Oh, we can cast a lower rank of this. Can I do it again? I can do this. Barely did anything. Fair enough. All right. Well, we still need to open this thing. Do we have... Yes, we have Scrolls of Unhinging. Perfect. Ooh. Interesting stuff in here. This is all stuff that we can sell to our good buddy over in Caldera, whose name is Creeper. He's creeping, everybody. Oh boy, is he creeping. All right. Go through this door. Wonderful. Well, it's getting late. Sort of, kinda. Getting to about evening time. End of the workday. Maybe we'll see about getting some hospitality from our friend here. From our new buddy. The farmer, whose name I cannot remember, unfortunately. At least it's nice and peaceful here. We can rest. That's good. Yeah. Well, maybe we could travel for a bit more. That just kind of rest on the road when a good spot. When we see a good spot. Heck, we might even just set up camp, in quotes, over there. Seems quiet. There's only a rat and a guar and a Nyx hound. Oh, God. They might all want to kill us. Yeah, they all want to kill us. I'm sorry. You noble animal, you. But you picked a fight with the wrong Nord. You will die as well. Alright, we're not going to dispose of the corpses just yet, because if we do, they're going to, like, come back and kill us in our sleep. So, let's see here. We might do some reading. I brought a book for the road. I wrote, excuse, what is with me? And like trying and like mispronouncing words right now. I brought Ice and Chitin for reading. As you can see, it's kind of a chunky read. All right. Ice and Chitin by Pletius Spatek. The tale dates to the year... Yes, I said that right. See, I've got myself paranoid. The tale dates to the year 855 of the Second Era, after General Talos had taken the name Tiber Septim and begun his conquest of Tamriel. One of his commanding officers, Beatia of Iliolus, Jesus Christ, had been surprised in an ambush while returning from a meeting with the Emperor. She and her personal guard of 5 soldiers barely escaped, and were separated from their army. They fled across the desolate, sleet-painted, rocky cliffs by foot. The attack had been so sudden, they had not even the time to don armor or get to their horses. "If we can get to the Gorvig Ridge," hollered Lieutenant Ascutus, gesturing toward a peak off in the mist, his voice barely discernible over the wind, "we can meet the Legion you stationed in Pornak. Beatia looked across the craggy landscape through the wind-swept hoary trees and shook her head. "Not that way. We'll be struck down before we make it halfway to the mountain. You can see their horses' breath through the trees." She directed her guard toward a ruined old keep on the frozen isthmus of Nerone, across the bay from Gorvig Ridge. Jutting out on a promontory of rock, it was like many other abandoned castles in northern Skyrim, remnants of Raymond Cyrodiil's protective shield against the continent of Akavir. As they reached their destination and made a fire, they could hear the army of the war chiefs of Danstrar behind them, making camp on the land southwest, blocking the only escape but the sea. The soldiers assessed the stock of the keep, while Beatia looked out to the fog-veiled water through the casements of the ruin. She threw a stone, watching it skip across the ice-trailing puffs of mist before it disappeared with a splash into a crack in the surface. "No food or weaponry to be found, Commander," Lieutenant Ascutus reported. "There's a pile of armor in storage, but it's definitely taken on the elements over the years. I don't know if it's salvageable at all." "We won't last long here," Beatia replied. "The Nords know that we'll be vulnerable when night falls, and this old rock won't hold them off." If there's anything in the keep we can use, find it. We have to make it across the ice floe to the ridge. After a few minutes of searching and matching pieces, the guards presented 2 very grimy, scuffed and cracked suits of chitin armor. Even the least proud of the adventurers and pirates who had looted the castle over the years had thought the shells of chitin beneath their notice. The soldiers did not dare to clean them. The dust looked to be the only adhesive holding them together. "They won't offer us much protection. Just slow us down," grimaced Ascutus. "If we run across the ice as soon as it gets dark, anyone who can plan and execute an ambush like the war chiefs of Danstrar will be expecting that. We need to move quickly now, before they're any closer." Beatia drew a map of the bay in the dust, and then a semicircular path across the water, an arc stretching from the castle to the Gorvig Ridge. "The men should go the long way across the bay like so. The ice is thick there, a ways from the shoreline, and there are a lot of rocks for cover." "You're not staying behind to hold the castle." "Of course not." Beatia shook her head and drew a straight line from the castle to the closest shore across the bay. "I'll take one of the chitin suits and try to cross the water here. If you don't see or hear me when you've made it to land, don't wait. Just get to Pornock." Lieutenant Ascutus tried to dissuade his commander, but he knew that she would never order one of her men to perform the suicidal act of diversion, that all would die before they reached Gorvig Ridge if the warlord's army was not distracted. He could find only one way to honor his duty to protect his commanding officer. It was not easy convincing Commander Beatia that he should accompany her, but at last she relented. The sun hung low but still cast a diffused glow, illuminating the snow with a ghostly light, when the 5 men and 1 woman slipped through the boulders beneath the castle to the water's frozen edge. Beatia and Ascutus moved carefully and precisely, painfully aware of each dull crunch of chitin against stone. At their commander's signal, the 4 unarmored men dashed towards the north across the ice. When her men had reached the first fragment of cover, a spiral of stone jutting a few yards from the base of the promontory, Beatia turned to listen for the sound of the army above. Nothing but silence. They were still unseen. Ascutus nodded, his eyes through the helm showing no fear. The commander and her lieutenant stepped onto the ice and began to run. When Beatia had surveyed the bay from the castle ramparts, the crossing closest to shore had seemed like a vast, featureless plain of light. Now that she was down on the ice, it was even more flat and stark. The sheet of mist rose only up their ankles, but it billowed up at their approach like the hand of nature itself was pointing out their presence to their enemies. They were utterly exposed. It came almost as a relief when Beatia heard one of the war chief's scouts whistle a signal to his masters. They didn't have to turn around to see if the army was coming. The sound of galloping hooves and the crash of trees giving way was very clear over the whistling wind. Beatia wished she could risk a glance to the north to see if her men were hidden from view, but she didn't dare. She could hear Ascutus running to her right, keeping pace, breathing hard. He was used to wearing heavier armor, but the chitin joints were so brittle and tight from years of disuse, it was all he could do to bend them. The rocky shore to the ridge still looked an eternity away, when Beatia felt and heard the first volley of arrows. Most struck the ice at their feet with sharp cracking sounds, but a few nearly found home, ricocheting off their backs. She silently offered a prayer of thanks to whatever anonymous shellsmith, now long dead, had crafted the armor. It continued to run, as the first rain of arrows was quickly followed by a second and a third. Wondering how chitin armor even got into Skyrim to begin with. Thanks, Stendar, Ascutus gasped. If there was only leather in the keep, we'd be pierced through and through. Now, if it weren't so rigid. Beatia felt her own armor joints begin to set, her knees and hips finding more and more resistance with every step. There could be no denying it. They were drawing closer toward the shore, but they were running much more slowly. She heard the first dreadful galloping crunch of the army charging across the floe toward them. The riders were cautious on the slippery ice, not driving their horses at full speed, but Beatia knew that they would be upon the 2 of them soon. The old chitin armor could withstand the bite of a few arrows, but not a lance driven with the force of a galloping horse. The only great unknown was time. The thunder of beating hooves was deafening behind them when Ascutus and Beatia reached the edge of the shore. The giant, jagged stones that strung around the beach blocked the approach. Beneath their feet, the ice sighed and cracked. They could not stand still, run forward, nor run back. Straining against the tired metal in the armor joints, they took 2 bounds forward and flew at the boulders. The first landing on the ice sounded an explosive crack. When they rose for the final jump, it was on a wave of water so cold it felt like fire through the thin armor. Ascutus's right hand found purchase in a deep fissure. Beatia gripped with both hands, but her boulder was slick with frost. Faces pressed to the stone, they could not turn to face the army behind them. But they heard the ice splintering and the soldiers cry out in terror for just an instant. Then there was no sound but the whining of the wind and the purring lap of the water. A moment later, there were footsteps on the cliff above. The 4 guardsmen had crossed the bay. There were 2 to pull Beatia up from the face of the boulder, and another 2 for Ascutus. They strained and swore at the weight, but finally they had their commander and their lieutenant safely on the edge of Gorvig Ridge. By Mara, that's heavy for light armor. Yes, smiled Beatia warily, looking back over the empty, broken ice floe, the cracks radiating from the parallel paths she and Ascutus had run. But sometimes that's good. Interesting read. Interesting story. Fun little story. All right, let's go ahead and... What enemies? What enemies? There we go. Okay. So we'll say that, he read for a few hours and then he went to bed. We'll rest for 14 hours. Hello, Mr. Scrib. Good to see you. There we go. It's daylight. All right. Let's go ahead and continue our journey towards Saran. Let's go ahead and take a look at these signposts here. Get our bearings. Let's see. Saran, yes. Just this way. Very good. Still on the right path. Yes, definitely some slave holders here. Should we do some freelance abolitionist work? Should we? I'm kind of tempted. I'm kind of tempted to do some freelance abolitionist work. You're Laura Salin. Trade. Yeah, you're a drill master. Oh gosh. I train and condition the local militia. I teach the citizens the basics of block, spear, and long blade, but mostly I concentrate on athletics and acrobatics, because conditioning is the biggest weakness of the citizen soldier. No point teaching them to fight if they pass out after a short jog in full kit. Yeah, that's something that a lot of people underestimate about fencing or sword fighting in general, I guess, is the importance of endurance. General athleticism.
Bit it out or hit the road.
Oh, wish I could free you all.
Over there. That's new.
What's your deal? Are you the slave holder? Oh wow, what is your background? You know a lot of things. You're a noble and hireling of Great House Lalu. Yeah, you guys love your slaves, don't you? I don't want to hear his take on Khajiit, but sure. Khajiit are... Sorry, I'm not doing a voice. My throat is starting to hurt. Khajiit are clever animals and useful servants when trained from early youth, and so long as they are kept away from skooma. Jesus Christ. They are compulsive thieves and liars, lamentable traits that can be amended by stern punishment. By imperial law, free Khajiit have the rights of citizens. Now there are Khajiit thieves everywhere. Good God. This is so fucked. I knew I shouldn't have asked. I knew I shouldn't have asked.
You talk too much, Outlander.
All right, that settles it. Let's try to find the slave key. Oh, what's your... You don't have a bracer on.
The prey approaches.
Excuse me, master. Can you help me, please? I fear I am lost without your help. Please, can you aid a poor Argonian?
Oh, kind and great one. Recently escaped from the... I can't do it. Recently escaped from the Dren plantation, am I? Very cruel Very cruel they were to me there. Please, great friend, will you not help me? I have heard there is a place near here that will help those such as me, O great and kind one. I beg you, a kindly red guard who helps us is what I've heard. I'll help you if I can, although I'm not sure where this place is. Oh, thank you, thank you. You are too kind to Tool. Not like the guards at the Dren plantation and cruel Orvis Dren, the powerful masters there. And the evil brothers Aenith, so cruel, so cruel. Thank you for helping deliver me from them. Okay. It seems Tool is an escaped slave from the Dren plantation. He would like help getting to a nearby abolitionist way house he has heard rumors of. He does not know the location of this place and would like my help finding it. I have no knowledge of any abolitionists in the area, but that doesn't mean one does not exist. It could be difficult to find, though, although he seems to believe the person is a red guard and nearby. I have agreed to try and help Tool find the nearby abolitionist he's heard rumor of. He seems odd for a slave, though. He looks well-fed and strong. Perhaps he was a newly acquired slave at the Dren plantation, although he seems to know the place well. Well, there is a red guard over this way, but yeah, that is strange. Can we talk to him a bit more? Need a poor Argonian. Anyway. Okay, yeah, he's still following. Well, maybe it's the red guard over back this way that we came across. But we should do some freelance abolitionist work. See about finding the slave key. I think that's what we're gonna do. Do a little bit of vigilanteism. Just making sure you're still following. Should be just over this way, right? Probably the red guard over here. Great. This might be the guy? Let's find out. Oh. Here our journey ends, Nord. For bringing me to this place, I thank you. It has been a thorn in the side of the Kamana Tong for too long. Whoa, shit. Be on your way, Outlander, or with this red guard you will die. That is the choice I give you. You're with the Kamana Tong, but they hate people like... Oh, he's... I get it. I get it. I get it. He's like one of the minorities that voted for Trump. He thinks, oh, they'll see me as one of the good ones. Nothing will happen to me. Only to find out, oh no, the leopard is eating my face too. Oh, God. The only choice. Go now and forget about all of this, or die where you stand. It matters not to me. Yeah, I cannot let you kill this man.
I have the upper hand.
Hell yeah. Tool is great. As you wish, the hand of the Kamana Tong will speed you to your final rest. Wow, he's surprisingly tough, actually.
I'm going to enjoy this. Am I good or
Whew. He was surprisingly tough, actually. Tool is dead. The bounty hunter took me for a fool, and he has paid the price. He had like an absorb spell thing. Slave's right bracer. Oh, maybe he just had them. He wasn't wearing them. Interesting.
Anytime you're ready. Just don't keep me waiting.
Well, that was a surprise, huh? I see that you were taken in by that bounty hunter. Fear not, it is not uncommon for them It is not uncommon for them to come looking here. I thank you for your help and for your intentions. Here, Take this. It is a small token of my gratitude. May it serve you well. Well, god damn, I just can't read today. First barrier ring has been added to your inventory. Ooh. So what is your actual trade? Maybe he just like smuggles, or not smuggles, that's not the right word. Maybe he really is a farmer and he just provides shelter to escaped slaves. Good on him. Good on him. All right, first barrier ring. Shield 5 points for 10 seconds on self. I mean, it's not great, but thank you. Damn it. And we ran out of magicka pretty quick because we had to use it on that, on the... on that idiot who thought the leopard wasn't going to eat his face. All right. Well, we're not going to rest because the day is still young and we still have a ways to go. We should do some freelance abolitionist work. We should do that. I think we should do that. So let's go take a look at this plantation here and see if we can find the slave key. Oh my goodness. Should we take a magicka potion? I feel like we should take a magicka potion. Let's see here. There we go. Part of me wants to take some of these crops, but then they were planted by slavery. So am I participating in that system by taking them? I feel like the answer is yes. Maybe I won't use them. I don't know. Or maybe by taking them, I am depriving the slave owners of, you know, a source of revenue, right? Not sure how to look at it. All right. How do I let you go free? Yes, you cannot be freed without the key. Well, if I were a betting man, I'd say the key is probably in that building. My best guess. Probably not in the slave. It's definitely not going to be in the slave shacks, right? It's going to be in here. I'll take some salt rice later, I think. Now let's go into Ulis Manor. Ooh. That's kind of nice, actually. I like that. Let's see here. Who would have the slave key? Who would have the slave key?
I only
What's your
have a
deal?
few moments.
You're participating in this horrible system. You suck. What's your background? You're a noble and oathman of the great House Lalu. You suck. House Lalu. They still respect the old Dunmer ways, the ancestors, the temple, and the noble houses, but times change, and the empire changes with the times. House Redoran. One of the 3 great houses on Vardenfell, the Redoran prize the duty, gravity, and piety. They believe a light, careless life is not worth living. If you want to know more, go to Aldrune, their seat of power. Thank you for advertising for them, I guess. Something tells me she does not have the slave key. Could be her. Could be her. What's your background? Noble and councilman.
What is it, peasant?
Ooh, that is... You're not doing yourself any favors calling me that. Should we taunt her into attacking us? I feel like she probably has the slave key. I feel like she probably does. Let's do a quick save. If she doesn't have it, we won't taunt her into attacking. Although, I mean, she is a slave owner. That's reason enough to kill her, in my opinion. Let's try to taunt her into attack. Well, you know what? Let's use the Browbeater's Blade. We should do that. That way we have a better chance of doing it. I mean, if we click the button enough, it'll happen eventually, but, you know. Wow, my speechcraft increased to 14. Yay! Yay! Come on already. Come on. Oh my god. Please, my clicking finger. Hang on. I'm gonna use the other hand. God, come on. Oh my God. This is getting ridiculous. Fuck it, I'm just gonna attack her. You own slaves, you die.
Now you die! Stupid!
With this character's death, the thread of prophecy is severed. Oh no. What? Wait, does she have the key? Does she have the slave key? Was it actually worth it? She doesn't. It was not worth it. Do you have the slave key? Who has the slave key? You also did not have the slave key. All right, killing them was not worth it. Reload. Damn it, who has the slave key? Amazing. All right, well, shit. Who has the slave key? Is it in this basket? No? Of course it wouldn't be. Why would it? That'd be silly. All right, let's look around a little bit more. If we have to, you know, sever a thread of prophecy, that's fine by me, but come on, we gotta at least be. Was this a loop around? What? Oh no, wait. I got confused. I mean, if we have to sever a thread of prophecy, that's fine by me, but I still need to, you know, want to free the slaves. It's the most important thing. I'm not just gonna kill her for no reason. She has to have the key on her. There's nothing in here. Wait, is that a repair hammer? That's not. God fucking damn it. Who has the fucking key? Who has the key? Could it be one of the slave drivers out here? It could be one of the slave drivers. It could be one of the slave drivers. I'm worried that just outright attacking them will, the slaves for some reason will then attack me, which I don't want. So let's do a quick save. We'll have a little bit of hound meat to regen our stamina. It has no effect. Okay, I think that time it had an effect. It had an effect that time too. Great. Okay, so we'll try it on her. Where's Browbeater's blade?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I do though. Did I quick save? I forget. Quick save. Talk. All right, taunt. Hope it works before my clicking finger gives out. I'm gonna use the other finger. I thought it was supposed to be like you taunt them, you're successful like 3-4 times and then they attack you. There we go. Let's make sure that we have this equipped.
Die, Fetcher!
Did you have the slave key? You did not have the slave key. Does this guy have the slave key? I mean, without the overseers, they could easily just run away. Just run away, you know? Hey, there's Saran. We're not gonna get there today. You there. Slave holder. Slave driver.
You talk too much, Outlander.
And you drive slaves. You probably beat them. You probably, I mean, look at them. They're barely clothed. Maybe we probably make them work in the hot, hot sun because you suck. You're just a disgusting excuse for a myrrh. There we go.
There is no escape.
Not for you. Do you have the slave key? How does he not have the slave key? I'm sorry, what? Who has the slave key? What? Excuse me? This is just rude. Go free, damn it. Where is the key, though? Could it seriously be in one of these shacks? That'd be a real surprise. Let's see here. Oh, Slave Master Shack. Maybe we didn't have to kill those two. No, we did. We did. We'll definitely steal from the Slave Master. I don't give a shit. All right, let's see here. Where's the fucking key? Under the pillow? Oh, and I definitely don't want the pillow. Goodbye, pillow. This is the Slave Master Shack. You'd think the key would be in here, but it's not. What? Excuse me, this is incredibly rude of you, game. How dare you not let me live out my abolitionist fantasies? How dare you? I'm gonna eat that plum egg because I'm so pissed. Damn! No slave key! What the actual fuck? I feel cheated. You think it'd be in there? What if it's in here? No, this is the slave shack. Well, that helps no one. It's definitely not gonna be in here. I'm not gonna steal from the slaves. That'd be fucked up. Well, shit. What the hell? Did I just miss it? Me? Nope. What? Nope, we weren't over there. I feel cheated. I feel cheated. How is the slave key not in the slave master shack? Of all places. This sucks. I wanted to free some slaves. Well, I mean, without the overseers, considering that those two are just random ass ladies, maybe they can just run off. We'll keep that as our headcanon. The slaves see us having killed their slave masters and they can run off. We'll go with that. Those two women in there can't possibly chase them all down. So go free, run away, run. All right, now let's look away and just imagine them running away. All right, in the next episode, we're gonna finally make it to Saran proper. We got pretty close though. We got pretty close today. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this video brought you some joy. Now please go spread that joy to others. Bye for now.